Okay. Folks, good day to you. It is Saturday afternoon. You have not been fooled into thinking this is the usual podcast. This is something I do occasionally, an impromptu, and if anyone's around, we'll have a chat. If not, it'll finish soon and be deleted. But yeah, seriously, if you're around, if you want to have a little come on board, jump on board and all that sort of stuff, then I'd be delighted to have a chit chat. I've had a like. Thank you. Oh, and say hello as well, won't you? And I will explain when we get going why this has happened. If there's a live leaderboard on this, the one person that's on now is winning. So whoever might be on, please don't be shy. Say hello on this Saturday afternoon. Very grey, muggy, bland sort of day actually today. Not much character to the weather today. Hello, Criminal Minds. I love the YouTube names. There we go. Yes, so thank you for coming on. And I may repeat this, but the only reason I'm doing this today, there's no agenda. The only reason I'm doing it is earlier on I recorded a tutorial for an organisation I'm involved in. So I thought, well, while I've got everything here, then before I pack it away, we'll have a little chat. So that's the only reason. Feel free to fire anything at me. Got there's a little eye symbol saying 2 people viewing now. View broadcast status. There you go. So hello also to the second person. Welcome to this chat about anything. And it may not be the longest show I've done, but you know, I thought I'd jump on anyway. Say hello. Saturday afternoon. I haven't even muted my phone. I normally do that. And if anyone wants any football scores, I'm happy to give those. Still only a couple of people on. I mean, I can talk a bit about video stuff. Put the Riddles Down video live recently. Hope you've seen that. The fact that we drive our cars through a cemetery. See video for details. And I've filmed and started the edit on one for South Norwood Lake. Did a recce for that recently, and this is going to be a nice little video. Lovely weather on the really warm day that we had this week. So that will be probably going live later this week, mid to late week. My diary's not too bad, so I can fit these things in. Still only got a couple on. I mean, people could be doing all manner of things. It's holiday season. It's why would you be looking for a live from me? So, yeah, feel free to ask anything you'd like. I might you could put the fan on in here because ceiling fan engaged. But yeah, it's just been really weird today, weather-wise. Sue's got COVID. Probably on the back end of it now. I keep thinking I'm developing the symptoms. Lost one person. I keep thinking I'm developing the symptoms, but I've done a couple of tests, nothing. It's about £1 a test nowadays. So use them wisely. I hope I don't get it. I mean, I don't normally. I've had it a couple of times. It's still around. I was just having a conversation about, well, why do we even bother? You know, but it's if you get it, I want to kind of share the fact that I've got it and not spread it knowingly. So it is very quiet out there. I suppose. Oh, I've got no one now. Oh dear. I will just look. think that's in focus, is it? There we go. I'll carry on drinking this, and I'm going to give it a couple more minutes, and I'm probably going to knock it on the head. New show is in the diary. That is on Tuesday the 26th. So come along to that if you can. Proper show, not just this thing. And this could be very short-lived unless it suddenly gains momentum. If it remains short-lived, I'm just going to delete any reference to it because there's no point in it being on there. But I've done these in the past, and maybe I pick a better time and people are on board and they're around. Normally in an evening, to be fair. We've had some quite lively conversations. But it's the fact that I've been using this today, and it's going to be packed away soon. Either one person has come back on, or there's a new person joined. Welcome, completely impromptu chit-chat. It may not last long. It may be deleted immediately. Depends if any engagement builds up. So got another like. Thank you. And yeah, 3. We have 3 eyes. Hello, 3 people. I think there might be a lag between when you join and kind of get set up and when I interact. But it does show there's 3 people and a couple of likes. So it's a bit of, what do they call it online? Ask me anything, within reason. But yeah, feel free. Fire away. I like this community shapes a lot of what I do in terms of either numbers of engagement for what I've done or suggestions for where to go next. So the South Norwood Lake video that I'm in edit at the moment, is in edit at the moment. Very much you guys telling me that's a place you'd like to see. So gone back down to 2, gone back up to 3. Feel free to jump on and say hi. I'm assuming that notifications being switched on will notify you that I've gone live. I think I got an email, checks email, and it says, can't even find it, now live on your YouTube channel. There you go. Me. Okay, right. Let's go back. Lad called Jack, what is the topic of discussion? It is anything you want it to be, because you've seen the notification, Altenburg Eagles. Brilliant. Yeah, so I have my monthly shows, which is normally about the last Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday of every month. That's already scheduled. That's on my channel, 7:30 in the evening. Normally we have quite a lot of engagement on that, which is great. And the background to this today is that I was recording a tutorial for an organisation I'm involved with. So everything was set up like this because I use the same kind of software. That's been recorded and submitted and shared with the people that need to see the tutorial. And I just thought, well, rather than just pack it away, left one of my lights off, I would just jump on live and we'll have a chat. So thank you. So Altenburg Eagles saw me online. Topic of discussion, I think I've mentioned. Much cooler around here today. Yeah, I think the wind direction's changed or something, but yeah, it's about 3 or 4 degrees cooler. What is it at the moment? 24, but it doesn't fit. It feels like about 20. I'm going to go out for a walk a bit later. There's I've got the name of it. There's a big music festival. Addington Park is not far from me, and it's a really big event, ticketed and all that sort of stuff, security, and I'm going to go for a wander later and just sort of check it out, see if I can get back into my own road afterwards. So yeah, that will be a test of what the weather really feels like, but I like to get out if I can. And lad called Jack, I remember you asked about the question about camera usage and stuff. So I quite like talking tech stuff. So if there's anything else, just let me know. This setup here at home is quite different. This is a Sony camcorder, 4K camcorder, and there's some lights and stuff like that. So it's a bit different to my usual walk and talk stuff. Did I hear the sonic boom? There we go. No, I don't know why. I don't know what I was doing at the time. It made the news headlines. All sorts of people were in a panic about it. But I think it was a jet aircraft or something, wasn't it? That was doing that. So yeah, Addington Park, nice. Also good for history, Addington Park. So, but yeah, it's just a bit quiet, isn't it? Not much going on. 6 viewing at the moment, so that's good. I nearly went because it went very low and then went to nothing. But this is, again, just because the gear was here, and I thought, well, I like what I get from you guys in terms of engagement, comments, and this sort of stuff. So if in some small way this is giving you back something, then doesn't cost any of us anything other than a bit of time. So always happy to get involved from that perspective. What are you guys up to today, I should be asking? Is there anyone got any events planned this weekend? It is that kind of time of year, isn't it? It's holiday season, but I think it was at Eastbourne Air Show this weekend. I saw the most fantastic picture on Facebook that an air photographer had done of the red arrows where they all converge. Really impressive. So yeah, I think Eastbourne round about this time normally, and it is the season, isn't it? I think Bournemouth is normally maybe this next weekend. Sometimes obviously there are multiple air shows on, and the red arrows might go from one to the other. And have a kind of route set up. Of course, the old Biggin Hill was a great one back in the day, but now it's Biggin Hill's very much commercial. London at Biggin Hill Airport, which I referred to in my recent Tatsfield video. So yeah, here we go. Technical question: does your GoPro come with an SD card, or do you need to buy your own? Yeah, you buy your own. So it uses these micro SD cards, the smallest ones. I mean, they're literally size of a little pinky thumbnail. I always carry one that's way too much capacity from what I need. I think it's a 256 gig, and I use the SanDisk Pro, something Pro. But they're really good. I say I've never got near to filling one up on one of these shoots. Sometimes I might put a couple on there if I forget to format the card, but they're quite cheap, and you can normally reuse them a number of times. So SanDisk is very good. Anthony Patterson, a future walk and talk on 46 Southend and the Whitgift Almshouses would be interesting. Yeah, now, Anthony, I was in a meeting the other day, and the organisation that was in, we found that there were some walks that were put together 50 years ago, including South Croydon, mainly the outskirts of Croydon. I think there might be also some for the centre of Croydon. And what I want to do is to see if I can get copies of those that I can go out and film. Because 50 years ago, you would have been pointing at things that probably don't exist today. But that in itself is still part of a good story to tell. So I've done some in South Croydon, featuring things like Drovers Road, where the cattle market was, and some other sites. St Peter's Church that dominates the skyline around there. So, and the Almshouses open house, I think you can book this week. And they normally do a tour of the Almshouses. Really, really well worth it. I've done that tour. We didn't do videos then. I don't know if we weren't allowed, but took some pictures with camera. So that's really good, the Almshouses. What else have we got? New vids coming up. Need to watch the Riddlesdown one tonight. Yeah, the Riddlesdown one's good fun, actually. Really enjoyed that, because I don't normally do kind of older history. Most of my stuff is more recent. But yes, South Norwood Lake is coming up. I've got probably the one I defer the most is the Croydon water history, featuring things like the water tower at Park Hill, pumping station site at Surrey Street, which it pretty much started from. If I get a chance this week, I'm going to go out and start filming that. Depending on how much content it is, I don't know if I'm going to get the whole story in one, because it's touring different sites, but I must get that done while we've got some half decent weather. Any videos about Forestdale, maybe historical walk and talk. I have featured Forestdale in different kind of touch points. I did one of my early videos just set to music. If you haven't seen it, have a look for the one called Windy Ridge. It went live earlier this year, and it was a lady got in touch with me with a strong family connection to a house that existed prior to Forestdale being built. It was actually in the location of the low-numbered houses in Courtwood Lane. But within that, I talked quite a bit about the growth of Forestdale with some old maps and stuff like that. So feel free to have a look. It's quite an interesting history to Forestdale. There's some really nice stories that I uncovered then. So it's Windy Ridge is the name of the house, the big detached house that used to exist there. That's the framing, the hero of the story, if you like. But the context of it covers the whole of Forestdale and the history behind it. So if you haven't seen that one, have a look at that one. And then, I'm always looking for other things that I can do going forward. I've got about 30, a list of 30 that I plan to do. Different stages of research. Some I might just get an idea. If I find it interesting, I always hope that others will find it interesting. So if anyone's interested in scores, Tottenham 3, Burnley 0 has just popped up. So yes, so this list is not that I'm just going to go out and go bang, 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 bang. But the idea is that eventually I get round to it. Almost for everyone that goes off the list, I seem to add another couple in. So where we go. No, the Park Hill Water Tower well. Wonder why someone has not bought it and developed it yet. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's still got. It must be council ownership or Thames Water, maybe. It's a wonderful looking site. They did some essential structural works on there in the last year or two, and I managed to walk around there and take some photos and chat to a couple of the contractors there while it was being done. But the story, I've done it as a talk at organisations, slides and stuff, PowerPoint, But this will be something that I'll put to video. So you're welcome, Jack. Lad called Jack. You're welcome to that little update there. So yeah, I mean, Croydon has fantastic history. I will never tire of saying that. Croydon currently, Croydon in the future. Lot of unknowns or knowns that we, are not particularly good. But its history is really a batch of stories worth telling. So that is certainly something that I will be focusing on. It's like I've done an annual video of Croydon November each year since 2020. I don't know what I'll do this year because you can kind of not too much changes year on year, and I've tried to always pick a different angle. So yes, I haven't fully decided on where that's going yet. Brighton 1, Fulham 1, late equaliser for Fulham. I didn't plan on doing this, but they just keep popping up. So and these are point in time, obviously. Yeah, so I mean, I can just have a little look at the list. One that I put a recent post out. I kind of got a Facebook site, Croydon Local History Research, I think it's called. And you have to kind of answer some questions to join, but normally that's not a problem. I did a little post on there because I discovered what I think is part of a big mansion in Addiscombe that I believe still remains, actual section of a property. And I've been spending the last couple of weeks trying to prove it, but I think I might have enough to go out and film. So it's an accessible site because it actually is in the Co-op car park in Addiscombe. I need to do more in Addiscombe, up and down the high street and round and round. But yes, Addiscombe is one on the list. It's fairly close. I find it quite visually attractive, actually. Some of the buildings there, the old telephone exchange and some of the bigger properties on the outskirts. So Addiscombe's going to feature. There used to be a canal for a short time running along near South Croydon Station, short-lived. Well, the Canal Basin was actually in West Croydon. And this is a very topical point because the South Norwood Lake was a reservoir, and the water from the reservoir fed the canal system that used to go nearby, and that was the canal that started at West Croydon. They it didn't last long. It was short-lived by, I don't know, 20, 30 years, something max. Railways came along, drained the canal. The reservoir wasn't used for a number of years till they topped it up again and had it as a boating lake and fishing lake and the like, which it is today. But the basin, the basin of the canal, and therefore what beds in the railway line, is still very visible if you get the train from West Croydon up towards London, the stopping service. So yeah, we've again got all these little stories around us, and they're great to tap into. So cool. I mean, I didn't plan on this being a long video by any means, so I'm probably going to cap it off fairly soon. Give it another 3 or 4 minutes. I'll finish at 5 o'clock. There you go. That's about 3 minutes. So, but with the way the channel works, you can always post stuff on there. I believe that the community post part of the site allows people to just jump on and post something that can then trigger a conversation. And I've always got all of my contact points online anyway. Email phil@philswallow.com is always a good one. So interesting, found out some of the scenes in David Lean's films inspired by South Croydon and the Swan and Sugarloaf when they had trams there. Yeah, I featured some of those tram images when I did a Then and Now video, which is one of these set to music using postcard images in the modern day, and it was Red Lion down to the sort of Purley area. About a year or a year and a half ago, I think that went live. But you'll see that there is a playlist on my channel for Then and Now. But yeah, South Croydon's quite fascinating. And the other thing I picked out in the Riddlesdown video, well, I won't spoil it because I know you said you were going to look at it later, but there is a celebrity house that features in that video. So that's something to look out for when you see the video. But that went down quite well. I had some good numbers on that. And it always helps to get extra eyes to the site and help to know what works. Because as I say, a lot of the stuff I do, the older folk that look at my channel will probably have living memory of some of the stuff that I cover. You know, shops, premises, and businesses that used to exist in certain parts of the area. But this was Anglo-Saxon, so obviously no one has got any living memory of that unless they've managed time travel. So, cool. So we're counting down now. So I'm going to say thank you very much for dedicating a bit of time to spend with me on this Saturday afternoon for this little impromptu session. I believe that once this goes live, you'll be able to do some more comments. So if anyone wants to add any comments to this afterwards, jump on and you'll see that on the replay, which should be up fairly soon. But yeah, really appreciate you indulging me in the fact that I just decided to go live on an impromptu basis on a kind of greyish Saturday that I'm going to go and explore in a bit. Cool. Thanks all. And as I say in my videos, look after yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.